No one ever predicted their fairy tale life would unravel in such a shocking way. To the outside world, Amanda and Clive Owen seemed like the epitome of perfection, living the dream in the picturesque isolation of Yorkshire, raising 9 beautiful children while managing their remote hill farm. But beneath the flawless snapshots of country life and their reality TV fame, a deep emotional storm had been quietly brewing for years. When their marriage finally collapsed, the fallout wasn't just painful, it was catastrophic. For Clive Owen, the soft-spoken, humble farmer who once shied away from the spotlight, the aftermath was heart-wrenching. Alone, struggling, and haunted by what might have been, Clive's life after Amanda took a dark, emotional turn that few could have foreseen. But before the devastation, their love story began with unexpected sparks and humble beginnings. From passionate love to unimaginable heartbreak, here's how Amanda and Clive Owen's seemingly perfect fairy tale slowly unraveled. It all began in 1995, when Amanda's journey to the heart of the Yorkshire Dales was set in motion by a chance encounter that would change her life forever. Born and raised in Huddersfield, Amanda had always been drawn to the countryside, captivated by the quiet beauty of rural living. This love led her to apply for a shepherd's position in Wiltshire, where she would meet Clive Owen, a seasoned hill farmer deeply rooted in the rugged beauty of Ravensheath Farm. Though Clive was over a decade her senior and had lived a solitary life, their shared passion for farming sparked an instant bond. What started as a professional partnership quickly grew into something much deeper. By 2000, Amanda and Clive were married, and soon after, their family began to expand. Over the years, they welcomed 9 children, each one raised amidst the sheep-speckled hills, stone barns, and the unyielding rhythm of farm life. As their children grew, Amanda juggled the demanding roles of both mother and shepherdess, all while managing the daily operations of their working farm. Despite the challenges, she embraced it all with humor, strength, and a storyteller's touch. In the early 2000s, Amanda began documenting their lives through a personal blog. What started as a simple account of daily events soon blossomed into a widely followed chronicle of family, farming, and the beauty of nature. Her writing, full of wit and raw honesty, resonated with readers far beyond the borders of Yorkshire. With each post, Amanda painted vivid scenes of sheepdog trials, weather-beaten fences, and the breathtaking beauty of raising children on the land. It didn't take long for the media to take notice. In 2011, ITV's The Dales introduced audiences to Amanda and Clive Owen's remote farm in Yorkshire, giving the public their first intimate glimpse into the world of Ravensheath. The show was a game-changer, offering an up-close look at the Owen family's life in the rugged Dales. For Amanda and Clive, this marked the start of a new chapter, one where their private lives would be increasingly shaped by the public's fascination. However, while the show brought new opportunities and a surge of attention, it also exposed the cracks in their relationship, revealing growing tensions between their personalities, ambitions, and dreams. The cameras never captured the full picture, but behind the scenes, the pressures of their rising celebrity collided with the relentless demands of running a remote hill farm. More physical strain, more pressure, and far less peace. Over time, the stress, the spotlight, and the growing emotional distance may have all contributed to the devastating tragedy now surrounding Clive Owen. The beginning of their TV journey came with The Dales, a show that introduced the world to Amanda and Clive's remote Yorkshire hill farm. The series showcased their rustic, hard-working life with a raw, heartfelt authenticity. Amanda and Clive raised their children in mud-caked wellies, battled through snowstorms to tend their sheep, and proudly upheld the traditions of upland farming. Their unvarnished, gritty life struck a deep chord with viewers, turning the Owens into quiet folk heroes, admired for their resilience, charm, and unapologetic honesty. But even from the beginning, the presence of cameras began to shift the natural rhythm of life at Ravensheath. Amanda, ever open-minded and curious, saw the media world as an opportunity to share their story. She eagerly embraced the role of storyteller, becoming the family's unofficial spokesperson. Clive, however, approached the whole ordeal with a healthy dose of skepticism. More reserved by nature, Clive questioned the long-term impact of fame and was wary of the unpredictable demands of television production. This contrast became evident during filming. Amanda took the lead in interviews and on-camera appearances, while Clive stayed in the background, gruff, quiet, and observant. At first, this imbalance seemed minor, but over time, it grew harder to ignore. While Amanda viewed the media as a platform to showcase their life, Clive saw it as an intrusion. The tension between them wasn't just about the cameras, it reflected a deeper, growing divide in their personalities and ambitions. As the Dales gained traction, the family found themselves thrust into the spotlight. With this newfound fame came rewards, recognition, opportunities, and financial relief, but also unexpected challenges. Their parenting choices were scrutinized, the condition of their centuries-old farm was picked apart, and their private lives became fodder for public debate. For Clive, who had always valued his privacy and routine, the intense scrutiny was particularly difficult. The pressures of living under constant observation took their toll, and his frustration began to show. Crew members started to notice his temper flare more often, with tension spilling over onto the set. Clive himself later admitted to struggling with anger issues, which only deepened the cracks in their marriage. What had once been a peaceful life defined by nature's rhythms was now tainted by lights, scripts, and the weight of outside expectations. The stoic farmer who had been the heart of Ravenseat seemed increasingly irritable, conflicted about the very fame that had brought them all to this point. As Amanda worked tirelessly to keep the family and farm running, the differences between her and Clive became harder to overlook, especially as the future of the show they had built together seemed more uncertain. And as their TV presence continued to grow, so too did the pressures neither of them could have fully anticipated. Breakthrough fame, new lives in the wild, our Yorkshire farm, and the mounting pressure. In 2015, Amanda and Clive Owen's story reached a whole new level of fame when they appeared on Ben Fogle's New Lives in the Wild UK. The programme offered an intimate, captivating look at the couple's rural life, further solidifying public interest in their unique way of living. This exposure set the stage for their breakout moment, Our Yorkshire Farm, a documentary series that debuted in 2018. The show quickly became a national sensation, with its raw, unvarnished portrayal of family farming in one of Britain's most remote regions. Millions tuned in, drawn to the Owens' authenticity and the beauty of their rugged life. But with success came an inevitable cost. As the demands of production ramped up, the strain on Amanda and Clive's marriage grew. Clive's temper, which had been a challenge during earlier filming, became harder to control under the intense pressure of a full-scale television schedule. Meanwhile, Amanda thrived in the public eye. Energized by the show's growing popularity, she pushed for new ideas, hoping to delve deeper into their story, explore broader themes, and add a personal touch to their portrayal. However, Clive's more cautious perspective clashed with her vision. He believed the show's original premise, a raw, unembellished look at life on the farm, should remain untouched. To him, Amanda's ideas felt like a departure from the authenticity they had painstakingly built. These disagreements began to disrupt filming, frustrating producers and crew alike. What started as professional tension soon spilled over into their personal lives, highlighting the emotional and ideological divides that were growing between them. As Amanda's fame expanded beyond the farm gates, media appearances, book deals, and speaking engagements, Clive felt increasingly sidelined. Friends and family began to notice a shift in their dynamic. Clive, once the quiet pillar of their household, now appeared overshadowed by Amanda's rising public profile. He reportedly struggled with the idea of embracing the changes Amanda was eager to make. He wanted to preserve the lifestyle that had worked so well for them. Meanwhile, Amanda felt the weight of carrying both domestic responsibilities and the growing demands of her public life. She longed for support but found herself navigating these new challenges largely alone. In a later interview, Clive opened up about his role in the growing tension, admitting, "I wanted to keep her to myself and for her not to leave the farm." This vulnerability revealed that deep-seated insecurities had played a major part in the emotional distance that had taken root. Over time, these unspoken tensions became a defining strain in their once solid partnership. But while all of this was unfolding, Clive was secretly battling health issues that added yet another layer of pressure. Sources close to the couple revealed that Clive's reluctance to expand the farm was partly driven by his declining health. The physical demands of farm life were already taking a heavy toll on his body, and in 2019, his condition finally reached a breaking point. The first surgery. In 2019, Clive was confronted with a health crisis that had been building for years. He had endured increasingly debilitating pain in his hip, a dull, constant ache that grew worse with time. The unrelenting demands of running Ravenseat Farm, compounded by the pressures of filming Our Yorkshire Farm, left Clive little time to address his discomfort. True to his stoic nature, he pushed through the pain, prioritizing work and family over his own well-being. But as the pain became unbearable and affected his mobility, Clive could no longer ignore the toll it was taking on his body. After much urging from his family, he finally agreed to seek medical help. Following a series of tests, doctors confirmed that his hip joint had suffered severe damage and recommended hip replacement surgery as the only viable option. Years of physical labor, carrying heavy loads, walking rugged terrain, and enduring harsh winters, had accelerated the joint's deterioration. The decision to delay treatment had only worsened the situation. When Clive was admitted for surgery, it became clear that this wouldn't be a routine procedure. Surgeons encountered unexpected complications due to the advanced wear on the joint and surrounding tissues. What was meant to be a straightforward operation turned into a lengthy procedure. Despite the challenges, the medical team successfully replaced the damaged hip, though they cautioned that Clive's recovery would be slow due to the extent of the damage. In the weeks following his surgery, Clive's progress was steady but cautious. Initially confined to rest and limited movement, he faced the difficult task of stepping back from the physical demands of farm life. For a man who had built his identity around action and self-reliance, this period of recovery tested both his patience and his resilience. However, he wasn't alone in this struggle. Amanda and their children provided him with unwavering support, rallying around him with care and encouragement. When Clive was finally allowed to return home to Ravensseat, the reunion was nothing short of emotional. It marked the end of a challenging chapter and the hopeful beginning of a new one. For the first time in years, Clive moved without the constant burden of pain. The successful surgery brought him much-needed relief, offering a chance to reclaim his health after years of silent suffering. But while Clive's recovery brought a moment of peace, the underlying challenges within their marriage continued to linger just beneath the surface. As life returned to some sense of normalcy, so did the unresolved tensions between Amanda and Clive. Fame, which had once brought them opportunity, now brought an unrelenting wave of public scrutiny. Our Yorkshire farm's growing popularity meant that media interest in the Owen family reached new heights. The press began to pick apart their every move, from their business dealings to their parenting style, and the carefully crafted image of Ravensseat was suddenly up for debate. Yet, behind the cameras and headlines, few understood the toll it was taking on their lives. Clive, once stoic and dependable, became increasingly irritable and withdrawn. Resistant to change, he struggled to adapt to the evolving dynamics within his family and the growing demands of the show. Meanwhile, Amanda found herself pushing for growth and progress, both personally and professionally. As Amanda's independence began to grow, so did speculation about her private life. Rumors swirled that she was seeing someone new, a claim she never directly addressed, but one that added more complexity to an already intricate situation. In private, Amanda began to open up about the emotional weight she was carrying. In several interviews, she revealed how isolated and unsupported she sometimes felt. Juggling a growing media career with motherhood and managing Clive's unpredictable moods left her feeling drained. In one interview, she shared, "While Clive remained deeply committed to the daily rhythms of the farm, I found myself embracing new opportunities beyond Ravensseat." Amanda's rising public profile was undeniable. She became a regular contributor to BBC Radio 4, appeared on winter walks, and participated in live winter on the farm. Her authenticity, resilience, and knack for storytelling resonated with audiences across the UK. But as Amanda flourished, the gap between her ambitions and Clive's more traditional values grew wider. She saw herself as a modern voice for traditional farming, while Clive clung to the old ways. To make matters even more challenging, Clive began experiencing hip pain once again, despite having undergone surgery. The recurring discomfort only deepened his frustration, particularly as Amanda continued to thrive. Watching her take steps forward while he felt stuck in place stirred difficult emotions. Rumors of constant arguments and emotional distance began to circulate. Neither Amanda nor Clive made any effort to deny them. The cracks in their relationship were becoming more evident. What had once been a shared journey was now evolving into two separate paths. Amanda stepping into a spotlight Clive had never sought, and Clive increasingly feeling overshadowed by his wife's success. In 2022, Amanda and Clive Owen's official separation was announced. Unlike the dramatic separations often seen in the media, theirs was marked by quiet resignation and mutual understanding. It was a recognition that their journey together as a couple had reached its natural conclusion. Still, the news came as a shock to their many fans, who had admired the couple for their resilience and authenticity on our Yorkshire farm. In a joint statement, they expressed their decision with grace and clarity. "Clive and I are sad to confirm that we have made the difficult decision to separate. This hasn't been easy, but we both believe it's the right choice for the future of our family." The message about Amanda and Clive's separation was calm and united, emphasizing their shared commitment to raising their 9 children and maintaining their business partnership at Ravensseat Farm. But beneath the composed announcement lay a deeper emotional toll that couldn't be ignored. Amanda, now navigating life alone, found herself balancing the pressures of a flourishing media career with the demanding responsibilities of motherhood and farm life. Clive, who was no longer the central figure in the public eye, struggled with feelings of sadness and lingering resentment. While they continued to work together on the farm, their interactions had become more functional than personal. According to a close source, Amanda's visits to Ravensseat were increasingly focused on work rather than family connection. In a rare moment of personal reflection, Clive opened up about the emotional struggles that led to their separation. "If I'm honest about it, I didn't want to accept that I was no longer the breadwinner for our family," he confessed. As Amanda's public profile grew, Clive found himself resenting her success. "I was angry and drinking a lot of whiskey," Clive admitted. "It was my way of coping, but it led to arguments, and as my behavior got worse, it was too much for Amanda to bear." He acknowledged how his anger and behavior drove a wedge between them. "I know she dreaded coming home because she knew what was coming and that I would start a fight," he reflected. "My anger drove Amanda away." Our Yorkshire farm began to quietly mirror the couple's changing reality. Viewers began to notice a subtle shift in the show's tone. Scenes became more segmented, with Amanda and Clive often filmed separately, and their once unified presence gradually fading from the screen. Even the branding seemed to shift, centering more on Amanda, reflecting the emotional distance between them. For many fans, it felt like the story was slowly unraveling. Then, in a move that caught everyone by surprise, a shocking reunion took place. In December 2022, just months after publicly confirming their separation, Amanda and Clive shocked fans by working together once again behind the scenes for the Channel 5 series Beyond the Yorkshire Farm, Reuben and Clive. Though Amanda did not appear on camera, sources revealed that she was deeply involved in shaping the show's direction. She worked closely with Clive to support their son Reuben's new business venture, offering guidance and insight as the family embraced a new chapter. Premiering on December 6, 2022, the series followed Reuben and Clive as they launched a digging and excavation business, with Clive mentoring his teenage son. This transition from the pastoral life at Ravensseat to a new business venture symbolized growth and continuity for the Owen family. Though Amanda's absence from the screen was noticeable, her involvement in the project signaled a quiet but powerful reunion, a reunion grounded in shared values and a commitment to their children. The unexpected collaboration stirred speculation among fans. Why would a couple, recently separated after 22 years of marriage, choose to work so closely together? Was it a gesture of lingering affection, an act of loyalty, a business decision, or simply a parental duty? Some insiders suggested that Amanda and Clive, though no longer romantically involved, had maintained a deep friendship and mutual respect. Their relationship, according to these sources, had evolved into one of collaboration and co-parenting, reflecting their dedication to their children's future. Others hinted that both had found personal happiness in their separate paths, but remained connected by the strong foundation they had built as a family. The Owen legacy, after all, lived on through their children's ambitions and the rural values they had championed for years on national television. This unexpected partnership raised more questions than answers, leaving fans wondering what truly lay beneath the surface of their reunion. However, as the Owens navigated this new phase of their lives, a heartbreaking twist was on the horizon, threatening to change everything for the family. In 2024, Clive faced another major health challenge when he underwent a second hip replacement surgery. After years of enduring chronic pain, the procedure was deemed necessary. Just as the Owens were embracing a fresh start with their new project, the timing was devastating. Though the surgery was ultimately successful, complications arose during the procedure. At one point, the situation took a dramatic turn, and a surgeon was overheard shouting, "We are losing him." Medical staff scrambled to stabilize Clive, working frantically as precious moments slipped away. This unexpected crisis marked a significant and emotional chapter in the Owen family's ongoing journey, one that no one could have anticipated. The Owens family's journey has been a remarkable mix of resilience and heartache. From their humble beginnings on Ravensseat Farm to national fame through our Yorkshire farm, their story has captured many hearts. Despite their separation, Amanda and Clive have continued to work together for the sake of their children and their farm. Clive's health struggles and Amanda's rise to fame created tension in their relationship, but their mutual respect and commitment to their family kept them united in purpose. Even through Clive's challenging recovery and health issues, Amanda has remained a steadfast support, balancing her career and caregiving duties. Their partnership, while changed, shows deep loyalty and love. As they embark on new projects like Our Farm Next Door, their journey continues to evolve. The Owens' story of navigating personal struggles and triumph serves as a testament to their resilience and enduring bond. What do you think about their journey? Let me know your thoughts.